My name is Raymond Towler. I'm from Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and I was incarcerated for 29 years, for a crime I didn't commit.
I am Nancy Smith. I am from Lorain, Ohio. I served 14 and a half years in prison. I was released in 2009.
My name is Clarence Elkins. I'm 51 years old. I'm from Waynesburg, Ohio. I was wrongfully incarcerated for 7.5 years for a crime I did not commit.
If you have never seen someone get let out of prison, it's like nothing you've ever seen in your life. It's just the most unbelievable thing to see someone whose life has been saved.
One of the great involvements of my life has been the Innocence Project. Those lawyers who I've come to know, both Ohio, Mark Godsey, and his team, are some of the great lawyers that I've ever worked with. And when I think of that being replicated in all the states and around the world today, people who devote themselves to identifying instances where very likely a wrongful conviction occurred, and then in the face of overwhelming obstacles, battling to get that person freed and winning, that's a great lawyer.
The first person we got out of prison was Gary Reese. He spent 25 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit, and sadly died of cancer 3 years after he was released. But I mean, he lived those 3 years to the fullest. I mean, he would call me on his phone with his convertible with his top down and say, I'm driving and it's sunny, and thank you for getting me out of prison. And there was not one single day, even as he was dying of cancer, that he did not appreciate his freedom.
They make movies about this stuff, whether it's Shawshank Redemption, everyone in their hearts had the nightmare, what if I got put away for something I didn't do, or what if some loved one did, and how unfair that is. And we all know that life's unfair and the world's not the way it should be, but I think most of us believe that it should be fair.
We've now got this Innocence Network, and so there are about 51 projects within the United States that are affiliated with the network, and another 10 abroad. But what makes the Ohio project so unique is that it has taken the lead, really, in doing international work. And the International Innocence Network Conference that we had in Cincinnati was really groundbreaking, and it was beautiful in Freedom Hall. It was great because the Ohio project I feel special affection and admiration for, because it's really been so successful.
Throughout the projects across the country, they all know who Mark Godsey is. They all know he's one of those who really built this up. And what better training did he have for this? He was a federal prosecutor. I mean, he really became, an intimate part of the other side, the prosecution side. He learned it, but he also understood the mistakes that could be made.
The lifeblood of the Innocence Project, of the Ohio Innocence Project, is our students. And any institution, people who are working in a field, you get burned out after a while. And it's amazing having these new, energetic, idealistic students come in every year to pump us up and keep us going and remind us why we're here, because it's just like an infusion of energy into our system every single year. And so that's just an incredible advantage.
If there's ever been heroes to me, it's the lawyers who work in the Innocence Projects.
Everything was pretty hopeless. I just figured that I'd just spend the rest of my life in jail.
I had a sentence of 22 to 56 years for something I didn't do. It took 20 years of screaming and hollering, and the Innocence Project in UC, where these people live, to see what these people do, a bunch of kids with great guidance, get done every year.
Meeting the exonerees is an amazing experience. I'm amazed at how, frankly, forgiving they are. I could not be that forgiving. These are men and women of incredible strength and have never let go their innocence.
If you know a mistake has been made, because you're unjustly incarcerated, then you need somebody to listen to that voice, And, you know, that's the way to know the mistake has been made, because you're screaming. You just can't sit silently.
I probably would still be in prison if it were not for the Ohio Innocence Project. Again, it was a blessing. They fought hard, and I really believe that.
I don't know where I would be without any of them. They've been just so amazing in my life. I just can't talk enough about the Innocent Project and what they do for those of us who think that we have no hope.
You've got an absolute jewel. This is the greatest thing the state of Ohio has. You've got a guy down here with 3 lawyers, a room full of students. They've saved 17 people's lives. That's 17 families throughout Ohio. That's a huge amount of people behind the 17 people. The change it has made in their life is unbelievable.
They gave me back my name, my good name. And, you know, that's everything.
Yes, yes, yes.